Living field. The living field of the universe is nothing more than a set of all kinds of energy frequencies of vibrations. The vibrations of thoughts, the vibrations of the senses, the sense of touch, the sense of smell, the smells are all subtle energy frequency vibrations. On smaller scales, the velocity is higher and less stable, the particles decay. First, large-scale particles disappear, and then others, the temperature drops. The cleaner the space, the higher the speed. Infinity is made up of space, ether, and matter. Ether particles tend to shrink and decompress, thus forming an energy field. The motion of non-divisible particles in a circle is matter. Energy is one of the properties of matter that triggers motion. Information is just as material. There is no matter, no information. A kind of virtual structure of consciousness formed by feedback, a spark of consciousness. Why don't we see all the life forms that are present in our world? Because we cannot constantly be in resonance with the projections of each particle of infinite love in the same way as there are energy layers created by vibrational vibrations. To maintain a hologram of a healthy physical body and tune into the right vibrations, a tremendous amount of energy is needed. Sometimes we can synchronize with the vibrations of the subtle world, mostly in an altered state of consciousness. Practitioners who set themselves the goal of contacting a particular substance tune the vibrations of energy waves to a particular frequency. In other words, they direct their attention to the assemblage point, the energy center. The more often they do this, the better they get. They activate these functions, abilities, in themselves. It is customary to say that they activate the dormant functions of the brain. If we translate this phenomenon into the language of space, we get the following picture. Infinite love is a huge energy substance, filled with an unlimited number of frequencies, both low and high, short and long, is in constant motion of various amplitudes of oscillation. Two or more particles of the same whole, BL, enter into resonance with the desired frequency, which projects the corresponding form of life. The energy frequencies are different, but undoubtedly high. Therefore, sometimes the physical body feels discomfort. Practitioners who have learned to synchronize their frequencies and move to different levels can not only read information from the information field of the universe, but also see holograms, or projections of these frequencies and exchange information. Anyone who believes that someone and for some reason does not give us knowledge about new technologies is mistaken. There is no one who decides to give or not give us anything. We just don't know how to read them. When we learn, more precisely, activate all the functions of the physical body that are subject to us, it will be easy and accessible to receive any information, at any time and at any level, to move freely in space, to be at all points at the same time. To do this, it is necessary to achieve the connection of the soul and mind. We will be ready for this. Our hologram will be of a completely different kind. Let's observe the meaning of the phrase, other dimensions. To measure is to measure something. There can be as many measurements as we can measure. We know that we can only observe the dimension itself in relation to something. Therefore, our dimension, that is, the space we measured, is at a certain frequency with which we resonate perfectly. Other dimensions are spaces vibrating at other wave frequencies that, for reasons we understand, we cannot observe. In order to see other dimensions, or, in other words, another reality, it is necessary to reach a certain frequency, which can be measured, but by means that are not yet known to us. In the information field of the universe there are holograms of all thought forms of all particles of the absolute in various projections and in a variety of variants. Hence the endless multitude of life forms, worlds, planets, galaxies, and other formations. Sometimes, when the observer focuses his attention on the assemblage point of interest, space gives out various versions of reality that intersect and overlays are obtained. Such overlays frighten us from surprise and ignorance. Matter always tends to empty space. If a particle of infinite love for some reason decides, or cannot project the hologram of man and the hologram of the world on earth, it leaves it and moves into space. First of all, it is not the physical body of a person itself that is destroyed, but his field. There is no field, there is nothing. External vibrations can destroy, diversify, and strengthen the structure of the living field. Therefore, it is very important what energy flows we interact with on a daily basis. Do not think that a person during his lifetime, necessarily, wastes all the energy necessary for life. Simply, the energy combination ceases to resonate with the waves of the earth and the projection needs to be rebooted, or go to another level as the flow, length, and frequency of the waves have changed their structure. This is confirmed by the premature death of young, healthy people. What happens when the soul, a disembodied, energetic substance, is in space? At this point, there is a gradual partial detachment, pinching off of energy particles and a set of new, necessary combinations to form a new projection of the hologram. In other words, the molecules are broken down and overloaded into new matter. And this is a different form of the body and the structure of life and the world. And so endlessly. Perpetual motion. The whole energies of different frequencies, polarities, lengths, vibrations. All connect and interact with each other and all are very important at different levels and positions. This totality is the universe. The universe is one living organism. Looking at the various theories of world building, one can understand that they are all very close to the truth. The essence is the same for everyone. The law of the quantum effect is the interconnection of particles. A change in one quantum system has an immediate effect on another and extends to the entire cosmos as a whole. How we see our lives in the future is very important. Our world depends on it as everything in our world is interconnected. This was proved by quantum physics. In infinity, time does not exist, only here and now. We cannot feel ourselves yesterday or tomorrow, only at the moment when we observe ourselves. Therefore, the energy vibration component at the moment affects the component of the energy connections of the future. The information field of the universe is always in the present. In other words, we observe the past, present, and future here and now. Collecting information, or rather, attaching importance to certain events of our life, we surround ourselves with certain energy connections that affect the quality of events happening to us and form circumstances, affect causes and effects. The living field of the universe created by us is full of useful and important information for us, which is transmitted by vibrations of waves. We constantly transmit and receive huge streams of it at different frequencies of oscillations. Depending on what wave we are tuned into, we receive such signals. Our field is filled with this frequency. The perception of events that happen to us during life, as a rule, accompanies the accumulation of destructive energy, which leads to the self-destruction of the living field. Changing the attitude to life, changing the point of view in relation to everything that happens, will lead to a significant extension of life on Earth.